To parents and guests that are here today, we don't usually put on legal drug dog announcements every morning. You just happen to be here for the lucky day. For students, I'll let you know, I told Mr. Hardy I think the morning song tomorrow should be Who Let the Dogs Out. We'll see if he follows me on that one. Welcome to the Student of the Month ceremony. For parents who have to get off to work and stuff, I'd like to start by saying it's only about 20 minutes or so here. You're probably not going to miss work. I don't know if that makes you happy or sad this morning, but we'll get you out of here in a little bit. But we do want to take some time to recognize the students that make our school a better place every single day. Student of the Month has been happening for years and years here at Kent Island High School, and it is an opportunity for us to recognize the individuals, the little bits and pieces of our school that make it great. We spent an awful lot of time talking about teams and the play productions and all the great big giant things everybody sees in the community. Every once in a while we got to stop and look at those little individual pieces that really make Kent Island High School hallways what they are every day. So the way this will work is a teacher that nominated the student will come up, and the student will come up with the teacher. You'll stand here and be embarrassed while they read some kind things about you. And then we have a little certificate and a little trophy for you. And we'll go in a certain order that we've worked out because a couple teachers have to get out of here for tests and that kind of stuff. So with that in mind, super mean tester, Miss Kapadia, come on up. Social studies will be first. She has to get back and torture her students in the classroom. So.
Thank you, Mr. Kenna. Oh, fabulous. Thank you. Come on up, Schunta. Yes. I'm Miss Kapadia. I teach World History and AP Economics here at Kent Island High School. And it's never an easy decision to pick a Student of the Month, especially when you're surrounded by fabulous students at this school. But Schunta, Matsui here, he shines very brightly. I did a little bit of research after I had chosen him. He was a kind of a clear choice for me, but I looked at his historical grades, and this young man has never gotten anything less than an A in a class. He has 2 year-long classes that he's maintained a 99% average in, and in AP Calculus, he has 101%. To say that he sets the bar is an understatement. This boy, he's respectful, he's quiet, he listens, he asks good questions, and I feel like he doesn't just get the surface. He kind of always wants to know a little bit more. He asks the why questions, which I think as educators we all want students like that. And I think he's just a role model for all of his peers. So again, congratulations, Schunta. I'm very proud of you. Congratulations.
You guys are right over there for a picture on that side. Next up from our CTE department, Miss Valenti.
Morning. I nominated Darcy Bouchat. I've had Darcy for 2 semesters now, and it's very similar to what Mrs. Kapadia said. She just really nails it every time and raises the level of discussion and work in my class every day. She has shown maturity and insight beyond her years, and she always completes her work in an exemplary way. She always, she's a great artist, so that doesn't hurt. And just everything she does is just top notch. I can count on her to really raise the depth of the conversations and the insights and the connections consistently every day. I'm so lucky to have her in the teacher pathway, and she's just a real gift to have to all of us in the class. So you're just awesome all around and super cool, Darcy. Thank you.
Next up is Mr. Mullen.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Alois, fantastic student. Academically, what I think puts her just on a different level than some of these other kids is she's really curious and she rises to a lot of challenges. So at the beginning of the year, I try to talk to my kids. I teach English. I try to teach them about a bunch of different resources that they can use, and one thing that I mentioned is the library has a feature where you can ask a librarian any question. So I came up with the weirdest, most ridiculous question just to get an idea about how long it would take, so I could tell the kids, hey, it's going to take about this much time. And I told them, I asked a question over the summer, it's been about a month, I haven't heard anything back, so it's a resource you can use, but it may take some time. So if there's an urgent question, maybe we were going to work something else out. I told him the question, she comes back the next day with the answer to the question, and that was awesome. And when the librarian finally did get back to me weeks later, I was able to look up his answer. It was not the correct answer. I was asking for which turtle lives at the highest elevation, and it's easy to go back and verify that. So she beat the librarian, which is awesome. But beyond academics, this is a student who tells me every day to have an amazing day. And one day she didn't appreciate what was going on in class, and she did not tell me to have an amazing day. But she sent me an email, like, I don't know, what, an hour later or something like that, apologizing, which I thought was ridiculous and unnecessary, but also shows that this is somebody who cares not just about like what she's learning in the classroom, but also how she's perceived and how she's treating others. So I thought that was awesome, and that she deserves that kind of recognition. Very good. You did a great job.
Mullen, you guys are over there for a picture now.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, good. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mrs. Adelsberger. I teach math at Canal High School, and I chose Carissa Shue as our Student of the Month. So actually, I don't even have Carissa this semester, kind of a secret there, but I had her as a freshman in Honors Algebra 2, and that is like the highest track you can be on, and she just shined in that course, asked amazing questions, worked extremely hard. I'm like all into jokes and puns and sarcasm, and I like to think my students are all like laughing on the inside, but I could like look to Carissa and she would be laughing for real, so it would make me feel really good. So she definitely got that. But the real reason that I chose her then this year is she's now a member of Mu Alpha Theta, which is our Math Honor Society, and she has gone above and beyond in that group for us. First, I offered a math competition for University of Maryland, and she decided to do it, which is a huge task because it was a very, very difficult exam. It's 2 parts. You can earn a full ride to Maryland if you do top score. And she's only a sophomore, and most of the kids taking it are seniors. So she really went above and beyond on that and did very well. I'm assuming next year she'll make the 2nd section and be probably the top scorer in Queen Anne's County. But I was proud of that. Going further then, we also hosted an event at the Kent Island Public Library for elementary age students, where we read a math story, a winter story, and then created an awesome math craft because we're super cool and love math. And we launched snowballs with snowmen, and she was amazing. First, she's the one who created the poster for the event that I shared with all the elementary school principals that shared out, which was amazing. And then she went ahead and during the night of the event, I know it's not everyone's gift to work with younger kids, but she was so awesome. She was walking around, helping them, getting them excited about building their snowman launcher, asking great questions, making it mathematics, which we were looking for. I didn't tell you this, but there were a couple of math teachers from the building that came, because again, math is amazing, they wanted to be there. And they said, who is that? She's so awesome. And I was like, I know, right? So anyway, Carissa's amazing. I look forward to maybe having her again for a future math course, but thank you so much for your hard work and dedication and helping make Mu Alpha Theta awesome. So thank you. Yeah, congratulations.
For our Performing Arts Department, Ms. Scully.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Mrs. Scully, and I'm the band director here at Kent Island High School. And this is a really great morning because actually there's so many band kids here that you're hearing from, and I decided to pick Jeannie as the February Student of the Month for the Performing Arts Department. So this is a very interesting nomination for me because I get to see students for 4 years. Some teachers get to only have students for a semester or a year long, but I've known Jeannie since she was a freshman. And for the last 3 years, she has been one of the quietest students I've ever taught. I have to get closer to listen to her when she speaks, but participates and shows up and does all of the work. But there's a lot of stuff that we do extra outside of class. And for the last few years, she's been very reserved, but this year she has jumped out of her box and has done all the small things that make it a little bit extra for band students. So she has auditioned for the musical, which you have to stand in front of a panel of people and sing and dance, and that is very nerve-wracking. She took time out of her schedule to practice for an optional audition, which also requires playing her instrument in front of 2 random people that she's never seen before, which is really, really difficult. On Saturday, she has been practicing a solo, so by herself on her flute, to play in front of a judge who will then critique her on her performance and then give her a rating on that performance. And then, for the last 3 years, she has shown up for the marching band preliminary rehearsals, but has never actually joined. And then this year, attended and then has marched an entire season with us. So, over the last 3 years, she's been involved, but this year, she just totally went for it, put herself out there, is still one of the quietest students that I have taught, but it doesn't make her impact on the program any less. So thank you for everything you've done, and I'm really proud of how you've turned into an explosive senior compared to your freshman year, so congrats.
Next up from PE Health, Mr. Schultz.
Well, good morning. My name is Brendan Schulte. I'm a Fitness for Life teacher here at Kent Island High School. So knowing that it was my turn to come up and choose somebody for Fitness for Life Student of the Month, I got brand new students this semester. I'm like, I don't even know these kids. What am I going to do? And in walks Mr. Hudson. So right away, it was evident that Mr. Hudson's performance in class was above and beyond what the other students were doing. He's up front when we take notes in class, and yes, we do take notes in PE class, but he's up front, he's attentive, he's doing well on his assignments. He's out there participating in class actively and early with his friends. He oftentimes will go to the weight room that we have at the annex, and he's in there and he's working on whatever various muscle groups he's chosen to work that morning. And he's told me a couple times right off the bat that, hey, I hit my best personal bench press today, or this squat today. So he's been doing a fantastic job. He is a leader in the class, and he's showing what the other students in our class what participation in active daily classwork should look like, and that's why I chose to nominate Hudson Scarlett for Student of the Month. Congratulations, Hudson.
Next up from Science, Mr. Hazy.
All right, so let me just preface this by saying I always have a little bit of anxiety about doing this, so I have to write everything down. So that's me looking at my notes, and Mr. Kennis in 20 minutes, take up, sorry, maybe.
I'll just start the music.
Yeah, give me a cue. All right, so good morning. For those of you who don't know me, I am Bill Hazy. I'm a science teacher here at Kent Island High School, but more specifically, more importantly today, I am Emily Saunders' honors biology teacher. I started off my search for Student of the Month this year in a kind of different way. I decided to do an experiment. Has anybody ever heard of ChatGPT?
Yeah.
So, for those of you that don't know what it is, it's an AI that allows you to put in any question and it generates a smart response to it, a unique response. So, again, I wanted to do a little bit of an experiment as a science teacher, and I decided to ask it, what makes a great student? And it came back to me with a response that said the characteristics of a great student are motivation, self-discipline, curiosity, perseverance, critical thinking, good communication skills, responsibility, and collaborative. And it then followed up by saying, and I quote, "Of course, no student is perfect and everyone has strengths and weaknesses." I thought about that for a second and realized that, I know this sounds really cheesy, but Miss Emily embodies all of these characteristics. No weaknesses are seen here. So take that, AI. You do not know Emily Saunders. If you asked me to do so, I would gladly and quite easily illustrate how Emily possesses all of these illustrious qualities. But I don't want to keep everyone here all day. We do have a limited amount of time, so I'm just going to give you a few examples. One of the things that stood out to me about Emily within the first couple of days of the semester was how great of a communicator she is and what strong leadership skills she possesses. She has a unique talent to organize others to work towards a common goal and make them happy about doing it. I don't know if she realized I pay attention to things like that, but her ability to not only work in a team collaboratively, but to lead is really impressive, especially for someone as young as she is. For being a freshman just starting high school, I was also really impressed by how motivated and responsible Emily is. She finished my class with a 105% in the grade book. Only says 100% on the report card, but in my grade book it was 105. What does this mean? Basically, her grade sheet is flawless. I've never had a student finish with a higher overall grade. In fact, she came to me about 3 days before the semester ended and asked, I give out test boosters and notebook boosters and things like that for kids that might need a little bit of extra help, and Emily had like 3. She handed them all to me and said, like, is there anything I can do with these? And I said, yeah, I'll find something. Go back through the grade book, I'm looking and looking and looking, and literally nothing. I couldn't put them in on anything. So I tried, I really did. I looked, and there was nothing that I could do to make anything go any higher. I couldn't boost any assignment grades. because they were already that high. I think that should tell you everything you need to know about what kind of a student Emily is. For these reasons, and many more, I have nominated Miss Emily Grace Saunders as the Science Department Student of the Month for February of 2023.
Next up from Visual Arts, Ms. Neto.
All right, so I'm Miss Neno. I teach 3D art here at Kent Island, and it's my first year teaching at the main campus here. It's my first year teaching Brian, and I'm really sad that he's a senior because I would have loved to have had him all 4 years. Not only is he an outstanding artist, which there's a lot of those here, but he's also just like an awesome human being. I think we've connected really well. I had him first semester, and then second semester I made a special section in my class so it would work with his schedule so he could take my class again. His projects that he does are super creative, way outside the box, almost too outside of the box for either of us to figure out how to accomplish it. But he always perseveres. He gets the work done, and even if there's a mishap with a project or two, we work through that and figure out what to do with it and turn it into something else. So I really look forward to seeing what Brian does in the future. I think, he's in a really good place in his life, and he's moving forward, looking at colleges and stuff. And so I'm really, really excited to see what he does. And I don't know, he's just an awesome guy, and hopefully he comes back and visits me. He brought me lunch for my birthday too, which was really awesome. So, yeah, thank you, Brian.
Right over there. Next up from our World Language Department, Mrs. Zedalis.
All right. Mr. Hazy, don't feel bad. I had it written down too. Let's see what I can do. Okay, me llamo señora Zedalis, yo soy profesora aquí de español y él se llama Carlos en la clase de español, se llama Caleb Heater en inglés y este es el estudiante del mes de febrero 2023. All right, I'll get off my high horse. Here you go. Caleb Heater is quite an awesome kid. I will start off by saying that he is the epitome of a foreign language student. He's the kid that gets past the risk of making mistakes, which is the #1 challenge of most students in a foreign language classroom. He always puts forth his best effort. He always tries his hardest, and even if he makes mistakes in speaking or writing or however he's being assessed in the language, he always perseveres in getting his point across. That's very difficult to do for English speakers because we are always afraid to make mistakes. We're always afraid to speak or write and say the right thing at the right time. I'm doing it right now. But Caleb is that student in the classroom that a foreign language teacher looks for to be the model student for the others. So I really appreciate you, Caleb. He is also, I also want to say, he's also a friend to everyone. He is always willing to work with others, whether it's just one other person or in a group setting, and he doesn't judge others. He's got such good moral character, and he's the kid that everybody wants in a classroom, not just a foreign language classroom. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, this is Andrew Martino Luis, and he's going to go first. He's going to tell you all the presidents in order. Andrew is amazing, and yeah, I wrote it down too, but not because I'd forget, because tears are going to come. So, teachers are not supposed to have favorites, neither students or parents. We certainly wouldn't admit that in front of everyone, especially since it's being recorded. We'd never say that you're the best parents I've ever worked with, and that you're the best student I've ever worked with. I've been blessed with the opportunity to teach Andrew. Instead, I'll talk about you being a good human. Andrew has that shirt. You're not just a good human, you're the best human. You're the best family of humans. Not just the vegan cupcakes and brownies, truffles. In this case, Andrew has taught me more than I've taught him. He taught me how to keep my mouth shut, which not easy. And not just to listen, but to hear. He's taught me patience. He speaks up for himself when something is going wrong. He stands by his friends, even those that don't deserve it. He doesn't give up. He smiles when things are tough. He knows how to love and laugh unconditionally. He also knows how to forgive. Andrew's very strong, intelligent, independent young man. Yes. More important, he's kind and he's caring and he's loyal. He's a hard worker, team player, comedian. I can't wait to see all the amazing things that you continue to do. Thank you for making me smile every day, making me love my job. Deepak says that you know you've made it when you do something you do for no money. I would teach you every day for no money. You don't listen to that. Andrew, it's because of you I love my job, and I love Monday more than Friday.
And you guys have a picture right over there. Sounds like one you're going to want to keep, Dr. Zimmerman. So from Dr. Zimmerman, and I think you heard it from several teachers, even Mr. Mullen, who was surprised when he didn't get the have a good day. And the students in this school make our teachers better. We pay our teachers, and teachers come to this profession to come make our students better. And as you heard from several of them, they love being around these students. From 105% in science, to the quiet one that I have to go stand next to and listen to the one that's chasing them down elementary school classrooms and raising the bar in the teacher education class and everything in between. All of the students, all of the ones come together to make the hallways and the classrooms in this school what they are. Kent Island High School is what it is because of the people that are in it every day. And too often I think people drive by this building and assume it's just like a jungle and basically a prison that we're just trying to keep the lid on all day, and it isn't. It's filled with students like these, and these ceremonies are, I think, imperative to raise these kids up to the front, put them right in front of the camera, right in front of everybody else, and recognize them for making their schools better, the hallway better, the classroom better, and as you heard from all the teachers better. I appreciate you students for everything you do for our school. Kent Island High School is better because you're here, period. I want to take a minute and thank Ms. Parsons, who got up at 4 o'clock this morning and started baking the donuts and brewing the coffee for you so that we could have this event. But honestly, Ms. Parsons is the lifeline behind this event. You probably got letters from her and phone calls and everything else, making sure you were here and all set. She has been here since this school opened, and this is an important ceremony to her, and she has shared that with all of us, and it is an important ceremony, and she pours her heart and soul into it every month to make sure that these students get recognized. So thank you, Ms. Parsons, and thank you, Buck. Thank you, Ms. Parsons. And thank you, Bucks, for being who you are. Keep doing it and keep making our school great.
Hey, smile.